everybody, Dennis from Schwermetallisch here. I had a nice interview on Sunday with Luciano Lamana of a band Intolerant. Yeah, very, very, very heavy band. Like, it's like you have a brick painted black and beat another person to death with it, just as music with guitars. Very much like that. If you like death and black metal, you will probably dig this very much. So take a listen, check out the interview, subscribe to my channel, and have fun. So, good morning.
Good morning.
Luciano. I'm talking with Luciano Lamana of the band Intolerant, formed in 2020 apparently. So, what brought you into music and extreme metal, Luciano?
Yeah. This is our first project together with Manuel, pushing extreme metal. Manuel is my comrade, my mate in the band, Manuel Mazenga, aka the Soul Devoter. We started making music together more than 10 years ago, different projects to get first to music. We started with a band called Zerum that went in the studio, my studio, they do it for work, to record their album, and Manuel was playing the bass guitar. And then we find the feeling together, and we continued keeping on doing stuff together for all these years in different projects. And finally we went into extreme metal with this band Intolerant.
Yeah, I just took a sip of your music before calling, and I'm more of a melodic metal kind of guy, you know, melodic vocals, and you can understand all the stuff the guys are doing on the microphone, and it's pretty dark. It's really really fucking heavy, and it's a bit like you have a brick and you paint it black and you beat someone to death with it.
Well, thanks a lot for your words. We appreciate it. We find ourselves in this world. Yes, we did this project because we were locked down, you know, during the quarantine in February, March, and April. We were locked in the houses. Me and Manuel, we live really near, but we couldn't live together, except when he went out from work, that he could come in my house just to visit me for a few. So we had this necessity to put out all the anger we got inside. You know, we were really pissed off for this fucking situation that is keeping going on. So we find this way, you know, send me some files. I phone to Manuel and say, hey Manuel, make some riffs, fucking hell, and send me. I was in the house with my machines that you can see in the back. So I was using my modular synthesizer to make all the drums. You know, actually in this band I got the credits as a drummer, but all the drums are electronic. Then Manuel makes the guitar, he makes the bass guitar and sings. So this is the reason why, you know, we started making it, because we're so fucking angry, we couldn't find a way to discharge our stress. And this was the best, you know, to scream out all the anger in music.
Yeah, I understand it quite well. To be honest, it's a mix of being scared to get the COVID, being scared to witness people dying, if my mother or my brother gets ill, or my girlfriend, or my cat, you know. And on the other hand, it's infuriating. It's infuriating to see people go on the streets with a lot of masks and protest. In Germany, we have people that think they are in a dictatorship because they have to wear a mask in public. You know, in other countries you get shot in dictatorships, like you do what I say or I shot you in the head. And in Germany it's like if you don't wear a mask you have to pay $150. And people are whining about that. It's like, that is so hard, that is so tough. That's bullshit. Yeah, they compared to the Nazi regime in the 40s.
That's true. That's true. We had fascism has nothing to do with what's happening now. You know what I mean? It's not dictatorial to ask people to wear a mask to protect themselves for a virus. I mean, we are not angry against the virus. The virus, it happens, fucking hell. But we are angry against the government, how they're treating us, how they're treating the situation, how they are, managing it. Like in Italy, we have this fucking shit about the hospitals. There are not so many hospitals. The situation was critic even before the pandemic. I mean, we are in Eastern world, we are in the Western world, we are rich countries, and we are not prepared to, for something that could be also normal. I mean, it's not normal this situation because we didn't have the vaccine, it was a new virus and whatever. But actually, it's not a criticism for the virus, but for all the other sickness. Like if you go in the hospital because you have I don't know, breathing problems or you have heart problems, they don't know where to put you because they converted the hospitals into COVID hospitals. And they cut on public health. And actually, we are in this shitty situation that is also due to their job, the job of the politics. They don't do it well. You know what I mean? If we are talking in English, if it was in Italian, I could explain you better what I feel. But I hope to be clear. We don't, think that our government is doing well.
Uh, it's yeah, maybe this is in parts, in little parts, a good thing for many countries to realize what they have to do better next time. So build more hospitals. Yeah, do your washing your hands. Wash your hands like a crazy guy. Because in Germany, I don't know if it's worldwide, but in Germany it was like we were very scared to have a time where the influenza, the flu, and COVID will hit us at the same time, and the measures for COVID just worked so good that we did not have a wave of flu in Germany. It was like yeah, I wasn't sick. I wasn't sick since the beginning of the year because I was washing my hands like crazy and making this and wearing a mask. So we know by now that the most sicknesses we endure in normal years, not 2020, we can avoid if we just don't
Yes,
sit on the lap of strangers. I don't know, lick strangers over the face. But
here
I
in
really do
Italy,
mistakes.
we used to be very social, very in contact with people. We touch each other, we kiss each other, and yeah, this is a way to pass sickness to each other. But I mean, what news? Fucking hell, we already knew this. In this situation, I mean, I hope that everybody understand how critical is the situation of the hospitals in all the Western world, actually, because I mean, it is a situation that is bad all over the world, not just in my country, not just in your country. So we have to redefine the public money, where they go. We have to work a lot on the public health, on the hospitals, to have more hospitals, to have not a closed number of doctors. Like in Italy, there is just a few people who can do the doctors. If you want to be a doctor, you can't do it for sure. You have to go there. It's a closed number. You have to enter the university. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, open the number of the doctors. If you have this uh, you want to do this, why not? Actually, what they are doing here is calling back the doctors that are old, that don't work anymore, to do COVID special forces. I mean, if he's a doctor, he's 75 years old, he's the first man who can take the COVID if you go work on it. It's much more better to rethink all the system. This is, a situation that is bad for the system, and I hope that gives some good news to us in the next years. I mean, it's not in a few months that we will see what will happen, but I hope this will change a little bit, the way they manage all this money, how the government manages the public wealth, and the public health, and whatever comes after. You know what I mean?
So, okay, we had our part in COVID. Now back to something, yeah, not so gravely serious. Back to your music. How would you describe what you've done with Intolerant to a stranger?
Well, actually, COVID was the inspiration for us. So this is, our inspiration to start working on intolerance. That is total attitude, chaos metal, war metal. We were inspired by, the Masters Blasphemy, by Revenge, by Diocletian for sure, the big names of the scene, but also from the hardcore punk scene of the 80s of Italy, like Blackened, lots of bands who had this nihilistic approach to reality. One of the best albums I can remember is Libero di vivere, libero di morire from Breccia, this Italian band from the 80s, from Virus, a squad from Milan, that was big inspiration for all of us. Also, Darkthrone were a big inspiration for us. You remember Manuel, my mate, Soul Devourer, is also in many underground black metal projects. He's the head of Nocturnal the Grave, he was out at Scent of Silence. So he keep on doing this shit from lots of years. Me, I just approached in the past with a band called Youth Freeman Office, where we were doing some industrial black metal. It was more than 10 years ago. After I collaborated with Triple Bastards and some songs, also with Apple Duas. I do many collaborations, but Intolerance is finally the result of this nihilistic approach to extreme music, you know what I mean? So, guitars in front, extreme blast, super fast music, chaos everywhere. We bring the chaos into music.
Yeah, that sums it up pretty good. From what I listened to a few minutes ago, it's really, but it's not chaotic like you don't have a concept or what you're doing. It's chaotic from left to right. It's got a direction, but it's like yeah, it's like a horde of orcs approaching with bloodlust and axes and swords and the intent to kill. Um, yeah, we talked about Corona pretty much, I would say. So I got a question for your current material of the band. What is your favorite song to play?
Of intolerance, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, we got a special feeling with this song that is called Attack. That is very straight, is on the side B of the forthcoming album that will be released on the 27th of November. And maybe we will make a video also of this song. As here next to me is the guy who makes the video to us, who made the first one for Bastard Humans, which is like an hymn, we take back up to the humans. Like we are not politics, we are not a political band, we are against everybody, you know what I mean? We just bring this realistic attitude in our music. And, actually, yes, I can say this one, Attack is one of my favorites, for sure.
Attack. Okay. Um, After this whole shit show of the year 2020 and Corona, what are the future goals for Intolerant? Do you want to tour? Do you want to play
Actually,
live?
I don't know if we want to tour because we can't make any plans for this shit situation. Me, I do also techno music, so I work a lot with gigs. I play every weekend, but actually it's 1 year that they can send everything, so we can't make any plans. Sometimes they call me, the organizers, to see what's happening next. Actually, I got a phone call with an organization from Rome for May, for the next May, but no one knows what the government will do, if they will open clubs or not. Actually, it's from February that here the clubs are closed. So very hard to plan things. But for sure, we keep on doing this stuff in the studio because it's like a need for us. So we are already start thinking about the next production and writing down the first riffs.
Okay, that sounds pretty good. Um, if you could just do your own tour with any band you would want to, who would you like to accompany on tour?
Well, for sure, I would like to accompany Revenge because I saw them live recently. I had this opportunity just the day before the lockdown started. I went from Roma to Parma. Parma is the city in the north of Italy where they organize mostly, all the bands of the extreme metal. I was there for Revenge. It was astonishing. Really, fucking hell, what a concert, man.
Uh, s- Sorry if this question is stupid, but Parma is a city famous for prosciutto.
True, true.
Yeah.
It's that
Okay.
one. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. We have Parma prosciutto in Germany, so
Also, yeah, it's very
I knew
famous.
that.
Yeah, it's truly good.
I love prosciutto.
Me too. Me too.
Who not? So yeah, well, one of the final questions for us. What is your single favorite band or one of those?
Wow. I can say Bolt Thrower then.
Both
The
rock?
Bolt Thrower, yes. I
Yeah,
love
that's
them
pretty.
since I was 14. I remember. Actually, I'm more than 40. I'm 43. So I bought Real Knockout and War Masters when I was really, really young, and they really influenced me for the style, for the music. Really love them.
Yeah, I saw them live a few years ago at Rock Hard Festival in Germany, but I don't think I was ready to witness a real death metal band at that time because I come from a point. I started out with Queen. Queen was the first band with a guitar I can remember listening to, and from then on it got a little bit harder, but really slowly. So it was Queen, it was Metallica, and then yeah, it was a really slow progress into becoming a metalhead, and even slower. It's in the last years. I'm a thrash metal fan for about I don't know 10 years now, and as I review so much music, yeah, some styles start to be boring for me. So now I'm trying to listen to yeah death metal too, and yeah, it's a slow progress. I think now I could appreciate seeing both for live, but the few years ago it was like no, everything sounds the same.
Well,
Yeah.
my approach to music was since I was very young, I was attracted by the monsters, the horror movies, the horror comics. So first I saw the covers of the Iron Maiden. I was straight into it. I was going straight to the record shop and buy the first two albums. I mean, I was very, very young, 8, 9 years old. Since then, I was more and more into the extreme side. So after the Iron Maiden, I went into Metallica, like you, to Slayer directly, and then Morbid Angel, and I knew the Napalm Death, and went into hardcore punk. Then I loved the techno music also, the extreme industrial and underground techno music. Because for me, the approach to music is a matter of attitude, not really related to genre. You can find what we do with Intolerant in many different music, on my point of view. So if you like a certain way of dark and noisy and extreme approach, you can find it in different music. and for sure, metal is the best start and is also the best end. But in between, there
Yeah,
are many.
I think metal is so diverse that it's hardly possible to say there's no genre for me. There's no subgenre or no band in metal in general to to spark my interest. That's hilarious because you have black metal, you have death, you have thrash, um, you have power metal, epic metal, you have everything. People who sing about Satan, people who sing about God, or science fiction, or swords and dragons. There is nothing the metal doesn't do.
True,
Nothing.
true. It covers lots of genres, subgenres, imaginary, like you say, fiction and science fiction. Actually, I was really into the new Blood Incantation album. That's beautiful. It's got all this imaginary about tyrannies, UFOs, aliens, and the music is super cool. That was one of the best albums of the last year for me.
Blood incantation. Okay, I will check that out.
Super cool. The hidden history of the human race. Beautiful.
So I get to ask one thing about the the home studio you got there
Yeah.
because I always love it to do an interview and to look into the room of the interview partner, and some just have a poster of a metal band, some have a home studio or a few guitars, and that's the most technical stuff I ever saw in an interview till now. So, what have we got there?
I can show you. Maybe I can show you. Here is, I don't know if you see it,
Jesus Christ.
is a modular synthesizer. Then we got some Moog. We got some effects. Is a Lyra synthesizer. And I don't know what we see here. There's some sequencers. Oh, let me open everything. Okay, then. This is the table of the production with some sequencers. There's a mixer, effects, synthesizer. This is a cool synthesizer. The Casio C Zeta 11 is the one who used Burkin when he was in jail. But the best and the coolest thing is the module.
That is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah. This is how we make the sounds and the drum sounds of Intolerant. And actually, let me sit down once. Yeah. Is lots of years I'm into this story of electronic music. And I'm starting making my own modules. This synthesizer I showed you before, the modular one with all the A's. This is you buy piece by piece. I mean, it's not an already constructed instrument. You have to buy the parts. And actually, we are starting to build our own parts. So I made some distortions, some reverb, some envelopes, some filters, and then we use these gears also with Intolerant.
That is amazing. That is really quite some merchandise you got there. Looks a bit like you're a super villain sitting in your own volcano, plotting to take over the world with
Yeah,
metal.
this is my spaceship. I just turned it on, and I'm everywhere in the space there.
Yeah, the synthesizer really looks a bit like. Do you know Spaceship Orion of the 60s? The
Well,
yeah, the TV show. I think it was German.
yeah, but there are many. Yeah, if you see this kind of station, it looks like or a phone interception,
Yes,
center, or, or like a spaceship controller or whatever.
you need one of those. The phone companies. in the 30s, 40s. I don't know which time frame that was, but who were just plugging and replugging that
True,
stuff. You need one of those girls.
true. We need it. Well
You are
found.
doing black
Yeah,
metal, black and thrash metal, and you got a bikini model doing this.
I think the use of these machines into this kind of music is quite new. I mean, the electronic drums are already used by many bands in black metal. It's usual now. But the modular synthesizers, I mean, maybe not so many people inside this scene have an approach with them.
I'm really impressed by by this. It looks like what I earn in a year,
Well,
or 2 or 10. I don't know. So yeah, that's it for me. I'm all out of ammunition. No more questions to ask. Thank you very much for taking the time, Luciano. And I'm yeah, summed up for all this and for the music you're putting out. And yeah, wish you all the best with Intolerant.
grazie Dennis, thanks a lot, truly. Big hello, thank you, and grazie to all the people who will watch this and listen to us.
Have a nice Sunday.
Bye, ciao.
Bye.